To be or not to be? That is the question. The same inquiry assumes another form in Ghalib. हाँ, खाइयो मत फरेब हस्ती, हर चंद कहें कि है, नहीं है. Hamlet asks whether being is preferable to not being. Ghalib asks whether what we call being possesses any final reality. One confronts a burden of existence, the other undoes its certitude. As T.S. Eliot profoundly argues, what happens when a new work of art is created is something that happens simultaneously to all the work of art which preceded it. Hamlet's lament, therefore, does not merely echo through Shakespeare's tragedy, it discovers an unforeseen fulfillments and Mere's metaphysical idiom. When Hamlet speaks of the heartache and the thousand natural shocks, that flash is higher too. Shakespeare performed an extraordinary artistic transmutation. The most inward, private, and subjective tyranny of consciousness becomes corporeal, almost kinesthetic, until anguish seems to inherit the nerve, the sinews, and the very anatomy of being. Suffering ceases to be an abstraction and acquires muscular presence. Mere carries this imaginative achievement to an equally astonishing register. उस्तखा कांप कांप जलते हैं, इश्क ने आग ये लगाई है. What Shakespeare possessed through the natural shocks of flash, Mere encapsulates into the terrifying image of bones themselves trembling and burning. Pain has penetrated beyond emotions into the skeleton, where the invisible fire of love becomes physically apprehensible. Across languages, civilizations, and ages, both poets accomplish the same sublimity of art. They render the invisible palpable, almost onomatopoeing metaphysical affliction into bodily sensation. Such juxtapositions remind us that the classics do not survive because they are old. They survive because every age discovers its own pulse within them. The classics remains forever contemporary. Perhaps this is what Eliot meant by tradition. Not influence nor imitation, but an invisible order in which the greatest poetic minds, separated by ages and civilization, continue to recognize one another. The language differs, the metaphors vary, yet the gist of poetic analogy transcends all binaries. Thus, for this reason, precisely, that the classics remain forever contemporary.